City Heights is a new academy. We are part of EACT. At present, we have about 250 Year 7 and Year 8 students in total. By 2020, we will be a 1,100 strong 11 to 18 girls and boys school with a strong and vibrant sixth form as part of what we do here.
When the school opened, we were in a temporary building and I inherited technology that hadn't been selected by myself. So I had 30 Windows laptops, 10 Office PCs and a Windows server. The existing technology was not able to provide us with the collaborative platform that I had been used to working in a Google school previously. The laptops in particular had a battery life of 2 hours. You used them in one lesson and they were pretty much dead for the rest of the day. So I began to work very quickly with Capita to realise our vision for what technology should look like in the school when we moved into this new building.
What I aim to achieve here in this school is a place of absolute educational excellence for our young people, but as part of that, what I really want to do is to make sure that I take advantage of the latest thinking around educational initiatives and particularly taking advantage of the technological opportunities.
The Google platform is platform agnostic. It doesn't care what device you're using. And that's incredibly powerful because students don't have to own a particular device. They can get access at a local library, they can get access after school.
I think the key challenges have been that this technological solution that we've been trying to put into place here was really in its infancy, ensuring that the machines were going to be robust enough for the children to be able to use, making sure that the networking and particularly the cloud-based elements of it were secure and that there were no data protection or safeguarding issues. Then really just making sure that the students could log on and be registered to an account and therefore be able to start doing the collaborative work together, which was the key element of what we were looking for.
Google have a product called Google Active Directory Sync, which will look at your Active Directory where you have your users. And Capita have a product called Unity, which talks to SIMs to ensure that Active Directory is up to date. And those three products work together to ensure that students' identity is the same across Windows devices, Apple devices, Android devices and Chromebook devices. They're able to change their password on any one of those devices, on-site or off-site. I have to deal with far fewer password change requests, the least I've ever had to deal with in my career actually.
So the great thing about being able to log on to your school account on every single computer is that if you get an email saying you need to do a homework or you need to respond to your feedback, you can go on your phone, you can go on your laptop at home.
They have access to a huge wealth of information and ideas, and they also have the opportunity to communicate with each other and with people much further afield. There's much more of a sense that the best learning comes from collaboration.
We have 330 Chromebooks in the school, and if you walk around the school you'll see them being used in all manner of ways.
The students use the Chromebooks to edit videos that they filmed, and in every group there was at least one person who felt confident to show everyone how to edit the videos with very minimal supervision from us.
You would see the students working in pairs on things like developing stories and poetry. The students are able to comment on each other's work, and what we can actually do is have students in different classrooms reviewing the work of students in other classrooms at the same time, and that's proved very powerful.
If you need to research a question, you don't get your opinion or your classmates' opinion, you get other people's opinions, and I think that helps.
I don't have to always be looking for that one computer that I've been assigned to use, so I could just log into any Chromebook or any other thing at any time. It's really helpful.
One of the things that I've been really aware of when I've gone round to lessons and lessons where the students are using the machines is how engaged they are. They're able to interact with the comments of teachers on their work and improve their work as a result of those comments, which are all on screen and online. But also particularly this collaborative element, the fact that you can have 4 or 5 children in a room working together on the same document, the same presentation, all able to contribute their own elements to one final piece of work.
So I've got a site where all of my lessons are shared with the department and they're shared with the children. A virtual area where we can set them pieces of work, they submit it online and I can see the class sets. It's very manageable for me.
One of the biggest benefits was the ability to give students feedback in real time on their work, whether they're completing it in the classroom or at home.
So if a student's absent, then they know where to find the language that they missed.
All your lessons are just there, so if you want to do some revision at home, it will be all there.
In terms of how we operate as a staff, the collaboration on things like schemes of work, timetabling, duty rotas has been enabled by this platform that just couldn't have been done any other way.
It's easier for the teacher to set us homework projects, and it tells us the due date so we know when to do it before it's due.
Access to word reference and access to the previous lessons enables them to just find the bit that they need and to become a bit more independent. But then the teacher is free to help individual students in a more personalised way. It brings more knowledge into the classroom that the students can tap into, and so it's a no-brainer that it's of more value than limiting the scope of knowledge available to the students. They feel more switched on when we do things using technology.
The quality of the solution that we have here installed by Capita mean that we only need 2 days technical support per week. For the rest of the week we rely on Capita's custom fit programme, which means that we can always escalate calls should we have any issues. As the project went on and became a little bit more complex when we moved into the new building, it was apparent that there's a depth of experience at Capita. So when we came up against very tricky problems, perhaps synchronising Google Active Directory Sync with our Active Directory server, Capita were able to bring in people from within their organisation to solve those problems.
They were willing to listen to our educational purpose around the implementation of our ICT solutions. So although when we started we were talking about much more traditional solutions, as the conversation developed and it became clear how we wanted to use the technology and that Google Cloud applications might be a way forward, they were very receptive to that, did research and worked on a solution that worked for us.
The ability to collaborate in real time from any device in any location is incredibly powerful, and as a growing school it's enabled us to be much more efficient.